Hey, it's Cassie. It's Cassie's Parlor. I just got like an alert that says I'm having connection issues, but I also seems like I'm live, so we'll see what happens. I'm just gonna give it a couple minutes here to see if it resolves. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late. Oh my goodness. So we'll see if anyone joins. If you can see me, say hi. So I know I'm connected because I got that weird message right in the beginning. Sarah's here, Robin's here. Okay, cool. That's weird. Can you guys still see me? Because it says the stream is having connection issues. Stand by, we're trying to restore. So I hope that's wrong. Okay, good. Well, that's good. Sorry I'm late. Okay. Victoria, hi. How are you? Yay, friends are here. Yeah, tonight we're going to talk about Emerald Creek. Mainly, well, actually, pretty much exclusively the embossing powders. They do have some other products, but that's what we're going to play with tonight. How's everybody doing? Are you having a good day? Dawn's here. Hey, Dawn and Vicky. Hello, hello. How's everybody? Yeah, I'm busy. And what's new, right? Carol's here. Hey. And Florence is here. Hi, Florence. Okay, so it seems like my stream is good. Yes, Sarah's at baseball practice every Wednesday. I totally understand because my son has choir practice in about a little over an hour every week. Probably only for a few more weeks though, right? What is today? The 18th. Holy moly, today's the 18th. So I think we've got like 3 weeks left of school or something like that. That's crazy. And then it's summer break. So then we won't have to worry about being done at 8. So maybe I will get started since we only have about 55 more minutes. So let me flip my screen around. Thanks for coming to hang out. Okay, so we're going to talk about Emerald Creek. Hopefully I'm not glitchy. Emerald Creek embossing powder. It's amazing. If you've never used Emerald Creek, you really need to go try them out. Kim Evans is the owner of this company, and she sometimes in collaboration with other artists, but sometimes on her own as well, comes up with all of these different crazy, amazing ideas for embossing powder. So I just have an extremely limited sample here to share with you, and I'm going to talk about a couple different ones and some of my favorites. But you need to check her out. You need to check out Emerald Creek if you've never used them before. Sarah says, I love the liquid metal embossing powder. I know, right? Yes. I haven't found an embossing powder that she has that I haven't been like head over heels in love with. It's just amazing. And she has some that has flocking in it, and some that has glitter, and some that's chunky, like and different. So like here, this is one from a collaboration she did excuse me, with Seth Apter. He had a big texture line. I think he did a couple, but this was one of them. And this one is called, where's the name? Oh, patina oxide. It's on the top. So, but if I can get up close here, you can see it's got like a greenish turquoise. Can I get a good light in there? And that's fine. And then a gray silver kind of thing that's chunky. So she mixes them as well. So that's very cool too. Let's see. Where do you buy it? That's a good question. She's in Canada. I am trying to think of who sells her right now. I will find out and I will get back to you. I'm sorry. I should have known that before I came live tonight, huh? Do you get from Emerald Creek or somewhere else? Yeah. I mean, you can order from her directly, but gosh, Mom, try Joggles and see if they have it. I'm not sure, honestly. I know that there are companies in the States that have her product, but I can't think of any off the top of my head for sure. Simon Says sells them. Okay. All right. So, but I'm sure there's more than that too. I'll just have to do a little digging for you. Sorry. I will find out though. One of my favorites is Vintage Beeswax. I think this is my second or third container of this. And when it first came out, this is the biggest it was available in. And then I guess a lot of people felt the way I did and asked for larger containers. And now I think all of her embossing powders come in these bags, which are more eco-friendly and like easier to store than these pots. But these are older ones that I have. So this one's called Vintage Beeswax. It doesn't seem like it's anything special. It's just like an ivory linen type color. It's got some fine and some chunky embossing, powder in here. But when you use it, it makes your project almost look like it was encaustic, like it's an encaustic project, meaning if you've ever worked with encaustic paint, which is like a wax paint, it has a certain look and feel to it. And that gives you a very similar finish. And it's amazing. It's very, very cool. This one is called Rocky Road. So I'm just showing you all of them. This one has fine black and then chunky like gray and silver. And they stay like that too. So it's just really cool when it all melts on your project. And then she worked with Gwen LaFleur a couple of years ago on a line, and this is just a couple of the colors. One other from they're called Boho Blends, and one is Cano Green. And it's hard to see in here, but it's a really dark, it's a blend. So it's got green. Let's open it and see if we can see better. I'm going to do this. That might make it easier. Yeah, a little bit anyway. So it's got some, like, I would say almost olivey, really dark olivey green. And let's see. And maybe a little bit of black and ivory. It's hard to see, even though the camera's there. But you can trust me. That is that. And then the other one, and she had several designs in this line. I just have two of them here. This one is, excuse me, Ancient Aqua, which is really gorgeous. And that's got a couple different colors in it. And then these ones I got at Creativation this year. She wasn't there, but she, Emerald Creek was one of the companies that sponsored the designer section and sent us like a goodie bag of things to try and play with. Oh, let's see. Okay. So anyway, this is Pam Bray. So this is another collaboration, a masquerade line with Pam Bray. And this is Purple Dama, and it's embossing powder with glitter in it. And it's so remarkable. It's crazy. I'm going to show this one to you. Hopefully the light will, oh my gosh, the color itself is beautiful. And then look at all the glitter in there. And it's a lot brighter than it's showing on the screen right now. It's like, let's see, it's like a dark periwinkle and a lavender mixed together with glitter in it. It's completely gorgeous. And then the other one here is Charred Gold that I have. And that is just like a chunky, really like antique kind of bronzy gold. So anyway, that's what I have in front of me. We're going to play with it. We're going to make a tag. We're just going to have some fun and play and try to think of different ways to use embossing powder. Also though, in our bags that we got this year, this is from Emerald Creek. They're Cheshire Cat charms. So yay. I didn't know she had anything like this, but check those guys out. So they're very cute. I had to bring those and show you because, I love Alice. So those are there. Maybe if there's an opportunity to use it, we could. Whoops. Sorry about that. That was loud. So I don't know. I'm thinking I really want to show you these two new ones that she sent me because I haven't used them yet. But if you want me to use any of these here, let me know. We will do it. So let's see. I want to start with the background just so we can get something going and maybe let it dry. And then I have some other elements here. I was trying to think of different ways that I use embossing powder and different surfaces I use it on and stuff like that. So So yeah, we'll just start there. So let's see. I do have some spray and I have some stencil butter because why not? And then I have some ephemera pieces over here and a stamp set. I just kind of grabbed random things that I thought we might be able to play with. So, all right, let me get a drink. Okay. Let's see. Let's just start with, let's actually start with some stencil butter. And we need a stencil for that. Oh, let's use this. This is really fun. This is a punchinella I got, and I got a whole roll of it. It's pretty much amazing, and it's a beautiful pinky fuchsia color, so obviously I had to have it. You know what? This is a fun thing to do. Let's do this first. So I've got black tie stencil butter, which is amazing. It's, you know, it's kind of like black, if you've ever used like black modeling paste or gel. This is really a gel, but it's like that. But it's, you know, it's the stencil butter, so it's really creamy and nice. And I've been kind of loving it. So, and it's really nice when you blend it with a color. It gives you some really great contrast. So I'm just going to start with this to get us going, give us some kind of texture on the page. And a little something just, oh, look at, I know it's black, but it's so striking and beautiful. Yeah, who doesn't love stencil butter? I mean, really, it's so good. So good. Okay. So I'm just going to put little bits here and there. I think that's probably good, actually, because I really want to play with the embossing powder. Obviously, that's why we're here. I hope everybody's having a good week so far. I'm going to flip this and see what I can get from this side. Why not? Nice. I got the negative. All right, let's see. Can I get more negative? A little bit. That's fun. Okay. I'm going to put that guy aside. All right, so now let's let this dry. Let's so I've got ribbon here. Ribbon is a really fun thing to I got a feather or something going up my nose. Okay, where's the start? Here we go. Yeah, so what if we just have like a few of them? Or maybe we'll just do 3 of them. I think I have a flower theme going here. So this is fun because you can take, like, this is a little lacy flower thing, right? Sorry, something is trying to go up my nose. It's very annoying. Okay, so now where's my ink? I'm just kind of winging it. We're just playing and seeing what we come up with. So I've got Wow embossing ink here. So I'm just going to squish this in there. And oh, I've got my little tray. We also, Dress My Craft was another company that sponsored us. And so this is going to be next week's live is going to be about stuff that Dress My Craft sent home and some of the things that I like to play with of theirs. So that's what we have to look forward to for next week. That's going to be really fun. But anyway, I thought this would be nice to use today. It's small and compact. It's got a screw on the end of it. So if you have little beads or something or whatever, whatever the contents are won't spill out. But I thought this would be good to use with the embossing powder to catch it. So let's just put this guy in here. And I don't know how much of it, you know, got the ink or not. I tried to get it all. Let's just do the sparkly one on here. Why not? Oh, it's so pretty. I can't wait for you to see it. So let's see if I did a good job inking it up. Okay, I'm going to put that there so it doesn't, and then you can just kind of shake it a little bit. Let's see. All right. I'm going to just tap it with my finger a little bit. It's kind of hard because it's, look at, I mean, I didn't even heat it yet, but isn't that pretty color? So pretty. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside here. I'm trying really hard not to touch the top of it. And I'll put the rest of this back in here. So nice and easy with this fun little tray. Oop, just tap it. Although, of course, the glitter is going to be clingy, but we got most of it here, which is fine. I always make a mess with embossing powder. It's kind of required for me. So I'm just going to get rid of the rest of that. I've got a trash over here, so oops, no big deal. There we go. I got most of it. It'll be okay. Okay, so now let's dry this so we can see how beautiful it is. I'm going to get some tweezers here just to hold it down. Oh, Sarah's here. Oh, shoot. I'm breaking stuff. But anyway, hi, Sarah. Both Sarahs are here. Awesome. We are playing with Emerald Creek embossing powder. I usually drop the container, right? Yes. Yeah, that's why I try to be really careful to like close it up right away because I drop everything, Dawn. Seriously. Oh, let's see. Sarah says maybe you could use a powder brush like for embossing to brush the tray before you put. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if I was organized and like thought about stuff ahead of time, Sarah, I definitely could do that. But I don't think that far ahead. But that is a very good idea. OMG, seriously. I'm gonna let that cool for just a second, but man, those are so cute. Very glittery and very fun. Okay, another thing, this is a wooden shape and it's got like a pattern burned into the top of it. So we could spray it. Let's see. Yeah, this will be fun. Okay, let's spray it with, I've got Blue Lagoon. I'm gonna go off to the side here a little bit. Spray it so that I can still see the pattern, and I'm just gonna tip it over and get some of the excess off here. Well, that's pretty fun. This is gonna be a great underpaper, huh? Okay, and then just give it a quick dry. Cool, so now you can still see the pattern, but it's got just a nice color on it. I hope it looks bright enough to you. It's really bright in my hand, but when I look at the screen, it seems a lot darker, but it is pretty bright. Okay, and then why don't we use this one so that you can see through it. This is the beeswax that I was telling you about. So to do this, again, we'll have to use the embossing ink. Okay, I'm just going to dip it in, and actually, let's see if I can do this. I'm going to smush it right in the container. See? So then I don't make as much mess. I'm always looking for the easiest, quickest, laziest way out. Oh, Florence is at Hobby Lobby. Nice. And the reception is not, oh, that's okay. That's all right. Well, thanks for stopping in and saying hi, and have fun shopping. That sounds amazing. All right. I'm going to use my tweezers again here just to protect my fingers. Whoa, baby. So pretty. It's, again, I'm going to let it cool for a second, but now it's got like a nice glaze on it. Okay, another thing that is fun to do. What if you just want to, let's see. Oh, I've got a butterfly here. We could do something with this. So let's see. Oh, okay. I know. Oh, I think this is cool enough. I can show you up close. Check this out. Look at all of that glitter. Oh man, it's so pretty. So pretty. And this color is outstanding. I definitely want to use those somewhere. Okay, this I think is good enough. Now the cool thing here, and I'll try to show you when I come up close, but this embossing powder, this vintage beeswax is pretty thick. When I'm doing, there's a technique I want to show you. Some of you probably have seen before, but when I do it, I only put 2 or 3 coats to do it because it's so thick already. Let's see if, oh, there we go. Okay, now look when I want it to focus. Can I get it to focus? Hold on. All right, let's see. Well, anyway, can you see how it kind of goes into the cracks of the shape that is burnt into the wood? So not only is it embossed and kind of got a nice glaze on it, but it still is preserving that texture underneath, which I think is super cool. So that could be a nice element, you know, in a mixed media piece, on a card, whatever you're doing. I mean, it's so simple and really, really effective. Okay, another thing I like to do with just using embossing powder, let's see, let's use the charred gold. I haven't used this one at all yet. It looks like, let's see what it looks like here. It's like got fine and chunky. All right, I'm gonna go on the back of this so we can kind of look at it and get it. Oh my gosh, are you kidding? Oh, this is amazing. Okay, let's see if I can show you. I'm gonna try to spread it out. So I'm gonna explain it first. There's fine, like I was saying, that antique-y kind of gold, bronzy almost color. And then there's chunky, I don't even know, is it blackish brown, clear, maybe gray? There's a few different colors in here. Let's see what I can get for focus for you. I mean, it is really cool. We're just going to have to do it and see what happens, because this is really pretty. It's called charred gold. Okay. Let's see. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, what if we use this and just let me think for a second. I have an idea, but I can't decide. Oh, this might work. Okay, so I have this stamp. All right. What if we make it like, yeah, just watch me here. Okay, we've got the embossing pad again. I definitely got to re-ink this bad boy. I see it. Nice, nice. Wow, way cool. Thanks. Okay, good. I'm glad you guys can see it. Okay, so we're just going to go here. All right. I'm going to kind of go everywhere. I want it to be all over. Okay, and then we're going to put the charred gold over the whole thing. We might get a little glitter in there, but it's going to be okay. Oh my gosh, it's so chunky. It's beautiful. Okay, I do love chunky embossing powder. It just adds so much dimension with like no extra work on your part, you know? Okay, we got to get it to take some more chunks. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Now this one, because, so I think I've said before, but I'm going to say it again just in case, and for those that haven't heard it yet. When you are embossing, now you notice that I have embossed from the top every time, and that's what most people do. And I usually end up doing it that way because I forget to do it the other way, but the really right way to do it is from underneath. It keeps your embossing powder from potentially getting burned. It also, especially for when you have these really chunky embossing powders, if I take this heat gun and put it over the top, a lot of those chunky parts are just going to fly right off because they're thicker, so they don't have an opportunity to stick as well to this ink that's on the paper as much as the fine embossing powder does, if that makes sense. So when you go from the top, it's not really adhered that well to the paper, and so it has a tendency to just fly off and you lose that awesome texture. So I would say, especially when you're using any kind of chunky embossing powder, I would, or like a mixed embossing powder that has like fine and chunky together, I would definitely try to go from behind or from underneath if you can. So we're going to do that now and do the best we can. This way, it's going to keep everything in place. It's not going to let it, it's not going to fly out. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so cool. Okay. Sorry. Hold on. Let me finish. I'm too excited. Oh my gosh. Can you see the transformation? I don't know if you can tell. It's hard to do it upside down and show you at the same time. I'm really sorry. But I'm really glad I did it this way because it worked. Holy moly. Okay, so look at how dark it was in the pot, and how, look at that gold. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. And it's hard to see probably, but I'm going to bring it close again. In this section right here it's like, I'll try to take a close-up picture to share excuse me, to share later. Let's see if I can get any kind of focus here. Where that 7 is, or Z, or whatever that is. Oh, it's hard to see. But I promise you, where this was a chunky area where there were a lot of different pieces together, and they kind of melted that way. So it makes it look like it's more worn or weathered. It's so cool. It's so cool. But even just this gold, I thought it was going to be a lot darker, but it's still really nice and bright. And look at how amazing that looks. Oh my goodness. Okay. Mom says Emerald Creek lists 13 different types of embossing powder: Allure, Flux, Specialty. Could you list the ones used tonight? Yes, I can. I'll tell you right now, and I can list it later in a when I post different places you can buy it. I'll try to do that then. So this charred gold that we just used is Allure, from the Allure line. What else did you say? Flux? I don't think I have any Flux. She also does have, or did you mean Flux? Flock. I do have Flock. I didn't get it out. Let me see. I have a couple more. I didn't get them all out. They're the old Seth ones, though. Let's see. I have more of this from her too, but I can't find it all right now. She did have a line with Eileen Hull a couple of years ago. I think it's called like Molten Lava or something. I don't know, but it's really amazing. And I was trying really hard to find it because I think it's my favorite embossing powder ever. Artisan Flux. Well, I'm not sure about that one. I have to investigate more. But she does have some with flocking in it. This is the Seth Apter line called Chunky Rust. And if you can see, it's really fuzzy on the top. That's because it's got flock in it. And then also embossing powder too, which is really cool. Molten Dimensions. Oh my gosh, you guys. That one is amazing. And normally I'm not a brown person, but the brown one was my favorite because here's what happens with that one. And when I find it, I will do like a reel or something where you can see close up and see what actually happens, because she's got like clear embossing powder, and then she has a color, like a shimmery color. And the one that I'm thinking of is brown. And when you melt it, the clear sits underneath and the brown like sits on top and kind of floats, and it separates from the other. So then you can see both and it looks dimensional. It is ridiculous how amazing it is. I just don't understand. And it blows me away. So I will find it. I have a couple different colors. Maybe I'll even get some in the shop. I don't know. Or in an art journal kit. I've been trying to do that for a while, actually. You have to use it. It's amazing. So anyway, that is, they have a hot pink in the molten. Oh my gosh. Well, they didn't have it when I saw it before. Yeah, I'm going to have to reach out to Kim and get my retailer's order in with her so I can get some in the shop, because it's so good. It's so good. Anyway, moving on. Molten Dimensions is the bomb. All right. So another thing that's fun to do I have my stuff down here? I do. Hold on. I got to stand up again. I'm trying not to move you. So I think I've definitely shown this before on one of my lives, but again, refresher, or if you haven't seen it, this is a really awesome tool also. It's from Wow, but we're talking about embossing powder, so it's appropriate. It is also from Seth Apter, and it's a brush. So it's the Wow embossing ink that goes on this pad, but it also has a brush in it, like a nail polish brush. Okay, can you see there? So then you can apply this ink very, very sparingly and lightly. I would recommend, because a little really does go a long way. And then you can be very specific about where you're putting embossing powder. You don't have to stamp, you know, or just dip the whole thing in the pad. You can be really, really deliberate and intentional about where you're putting embossing powder. So let's use, I like this Ancient Aqua from Gwen LaFleur. That's really pretty. And I love this butterfly. So what if we just kind of go like around the butterfly, around the edge? One really cool thing I like about this brush is that it leaves the brush stroke, right? So it's not going to be perfect, exact, and you're going to get all those brush strokes in it. If you're using a finer embossing powder, if you're doing something really chunky and thick, you know, obviously those types of embossing powders give you less detail. But if you're doing something, you know, just like a normal embossing powder, or even like a fine or ultra fine, you're going to see all of these brush strokes, which I think is pretty fantastic. So let me just, so I'm going all the way around the edge, probably even a little bit more than I need to. But really thin. I cannot stress that enough. It needs to be just a thin coat because, well, I mean, it'll last longer, and you do not need a lot, I promise. Okay, so now I'm going to put, this is the Boho Blend from Gwen LaFleur, and of course Emerald Creek, and I'm just going to go over the whole thing. And this has, let's see, it's mostly, I think actually it's all fine. I would say it's like a normal fine blend here, but it's got a couple different colors. It's like a muted turquoise kind of color. And then it has a little bit of, I want to say black, but it's so small and fine that that maybe you can't see it, you know, you wouldn't be able to see it that much. So I'm just wiping off a couple areas where it just got a little bit more than I wanted it to be, which is fine. You get to decide how much it goes where. Okay, so there I've got it around the edges. And then I'm going to pour this back in here. Oh, and I've got a little bit of cross-contamination going on because I'm not being careful and taking care of my things in between, because I'm live and, you know, we just go with the flow. Okay, I'm going to get my, oh, I just messed up the wing, Cassie. Come on, girl, you got this. Let's do it. I'm going to fix it because it's going to be pretty if I fix it. Hold on. Dang it. I hope it's still wet enough. It should be. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're good. Okay. I don't mind if it's a little bit funky because it's definitely already funky. But I didn't want it to be all gone. So, all right, I'll just move this for a minute. Okay, we're gonna set it down because I'll screw it up. All right, let's heat it up. I'm going from the top because it's all fine and it's hard to hold right now. Wow, this one is really cool too. It's kind of separating. So one thing I love about Emerald Creek embossing powder is that she gives so much thoughtful detail to the way that the powders, when she's blending, the way the powders interact with each other. And it's really hard to see when you're not seeing it in person. I understand, and I'm sorry for that. But if you hold this sideways in the light, it almost looks like some of the powder is floating on top of the other powder. I don't know how to explain it, but she is a magician. She is a mad scientist, an amazing mad scientist. So there we go. So there's that really pretty. And then what if we put like a tea dye stain on here? That's what I was thinking. I could go grab some. We'll see. I want to finish embossing and then we'll just make a quick tag out of it. Okay, let's see. What else do I have over here? Yeah, of course you can emboss on chipboard the same way. Okay, did we stamp an image? We stamped an image. We did that. one more technique I want to show you, and then we will build something. Okay. And I'm deciding, am I going to put it directly on here? I think we're mostly dry. We're almost dry. Am I? Let me think for a second. Yes, why not? Let's do it. Let me dry this real fast. Not with that gun, but with the other gun. What was that one called again? This turquoise one? Yes, absolutely. This is the boho blend from Gwen LaFleur, and it's called Ancient Aqua right here. Ancient Aqua. Beautiful. Okay. All right. Okay, let's finish drying this real quick. That's nice. Okay. So, another drink. Okay. Okay, here's what I want to do. I'm thinking of the best delivery system for this. So just give me a moment. That's not what I want. Oh, right. Okay. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. So I want to stamp into the embossing powder. And it looks really amazing when you do it. So if you're going to do it, you first have to decide what stamp are you going to use so that you know how big the area needs to be, right? I'm going to use this stamp from Hero Arts. This stamp set is called Pop Art Flowers Bundle because it's got the dies with it, but they sell just the flowers too. But aren't they fun and cool? I'm kind of in love with them. And I want to stamp this into here, but I want to stamp it into embossing powder. Okay. So I'm deciding which one I want to do. I kind of actually want to do that aqua, ancient aqua, but let's look at this one first. Patina oxide. This one could be cool. Maybe I'll try this one since we didn't try it yet. I'm going to do that. Okay. So we're just experimenting and playing. If it's a train wreck, it is what it is. But I mean, I've done this technique a million times, so I know it works. But we'll see how it goes tonight. So I've got my embossing pad. I'm just going to lay down. Actually, I'm going to do it this way. It will be a little easier for me. I'm going to lay down some ink in this area. And I need to make sure it's going to cover where I want to put my stamped image, that there's enough ink. And you only need to do that one time. Now I've got ink covering this area. That little tray will not do. And I should have got something ready ahead of time. Here we go. I've got my Artistry color mixer from last week. So we'll use that. And then we're going to put some of this yummy chunky embossing powder here. Okay, look at those chunks right there. Those are going to be amazing. Okay, so first round, and I always clean and go like put it back each time. So what I'm going to do for those of you that haven't seen this before, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, and then I'm just going to do it because you have to kind of work quickly. So I've put one layer of the embossing powder down. Now, if this one has some chunky stuff in it, so I'm probably only going to need like 3 layers. But if you're working with just like an ultrafine embossing powder or something, you might need to do up to 5 layers. So that's why I say if you're going to do this, pick something that is a little bit chunkier or thicker. Excuse me. The vintage beeswax is really amazing for this technique, like really amazing, but I want to try something different. So you need the embossing powder and then the embossing ink, and then you need a solvent stamp pad or ink pad, like stays on. It can be any color, but it can't be a water-based dye ink. And then you need your stamp, and that's it, okay? I'm gonna put my stamp on a platform so it's ready to go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna melt this, and then as soon as I'm done melting it, I'm gonna take the heat gun off and pour more on top and shake it off. So this melted area will adhere the next layer to it, if that makes sense. And I'm gonna do that 3 times. And then when my third time is melted, I've got the heat gun and melted it, I'm gonna have my stamp inked up and ready to go. So I'm kind of working like two-handed here. It's something you need to practice, but it really isn't hard, I promise. So what I'll do is have my ink pad off to the side, and then my stamp, so that while I'm heating it the last time, I'm over here inking, okay? So that I have fresh ink on it, because that stays on, dries quickly, doesn't it? So then I'm inking, and then I have this here, and then because you have to get it into the embossing powder while it's still wet or hot, I guess, you know, like melted. So, okay, here we go. We're just going to do it. Ask me questions as we go. I'll answer when we're done, when I'm done. All right. So here we go. First layer, I'm going to try to go from the bottom since we have big chunks. And then after that, it won't matter as much. Okay. So here we go. I'm so excited. Tell me in the chat if you've never seen this technique before. Wow. Those chunks are staying chunky. I'm going to at least get the first layer started, and then I think I'll just go from the top because they're not melting very fast. But they're going to stay in. Oh, there they go. All right. So here's first layer. Okay, we got to make sure it's all nice and hot still. So I just keep going around and around. Turn it off and then dump. And don't even care about how how messy or whatever it is, because you just want to make sure you're getting a good amount of coverage that second time. Okay, so there we go. There's number 2. So put this back in. Okay, and then have this at the ready again so we can do it a third time. All right, I think I'm gonna try to start from the bottom. I just really don't want to lose any of that chunky glitter there, embossing powder, because it's so cool. All right, I think we're okay. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. Okay, do you see? Wow, this is amazing. Okay, so now it's all nice and hot. Just dump it. Don't even think about it. Don't try to be neat. You just got to act fast, okay? All right, this is the third round, and I can feel it's nice and thick. This is going to be enough. So for this thicker embossing powder, we definitely only need 3 rounds. And you'll get to know that, like, as you do this technique more and more, if you give it a shot, you'll get to know, when enough is enough. All right. So now, since it's the third round, it's on here. It's not going anywhere, but I'm not going to heat it until now. I'm going to ink up my my stamp, get it nice and juicy. I'm going to actually go this way. It's a little easier for me. All right. And then I'm going to have this ink pad ready to go. I'm just going to let this sit on top of it so it can kind of just stay wet. All right. Are there any questions? Never done or seen this before. Yay, Dawn's new. Okay, good. So I'm really excited then. Okay, so now this is the last time, right? So I'm going to heat this up, and then when I put the gun down, instead of dumping more on, I'm going to stamp into it. You ready? All right. All right, I'm starting from below again because I'm so afraid of losing the chunks. All right. At least just to get it started. I think it's kind of started. Oh, I lost some. Oh, it's okay. Wow, this is a lot more silver than I realized. So now it's getting to be almost done. So now notice I'm over here making sure I'm all inked up, okay? Okay, now I'm going to stamp. And you're just going to press. You don't have to press super hard, but, you know, not too gingerly either. And you're just going to hold it. Now, I stamped it with ink, with a color of ink. I've got black stays on here. But if you just want the impression and you don't want a color, you can use your embossing ink. And it will just have the impression, but it will be the whatever the color of the embossing powder is. Okay, so you don't have to use a color, just if you want to. Okay, so now it's had enough time to, so the point now is to let the embossing powder kind of start to cool and make kind of a mold out of it. All right, so now we're going to lift this out of here and pray a little bit. Oh, yes. Okay, we lost some right there, but check this out. Look at that. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Very, very cool. Can you guys see it okay? Oh, I hope you can. Oh, there. Is this a better angle? There. Look at that detail in that. And so the more embossing powder you use, and the thicker it is, the deeper, obviously, the impression that you get. And then the really cool thing is, if you do this and you're like, oh, I don't really like it that much, it didn't turn out very well, or I slipped, or it missed a spot, or whatever, you pick up your heat gun, you reheat it, and then you try again, because it's just going to remelt everything. Okay, I did lose a little bit of that petal right there, which it looks like is on my stamp. I need to get off, but I'm okay with it. I don't mind. I'm just showing you the technique. That's cool. Yay. It is really cool, isn't it? I love it. It's so fun. Dawn, I think if you try this, you're going to be hooked like right away. Seriously. It's just really addictive and fun. Anyway, so that's my favorite technique for using embossing powder. So, all right, one of my favorites. There's a lot of good ones out there. So let's see. So now let's just finish this tag. Does anyone have any questions about anything, or are there any embossing powder techniques that you really like to do that we didn't cover tonight? Because I would love to know, you know, what other people do if you do different things than this. There's so many ways to use them. But I would love to hear if you have any other ideas you want to share with the group. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to stamp with, let's get these out here. I'm just going to stamp right onto the tag. No need to be super fancy. This Eve. I like this smaller one. These are so fun. Okay, I have a block here. Good. Sometimes I just want a little block. Okay, and I'll use black because I think I'm actually going to spray on here too. But let's put some flowers down first, and then I'll spray over them and see what happens. Does the StazOn resist the spray? I don't know. We'll find out. Let's see if we can go down here. Cute. So cute. Let's see. Can you just put stamp on it plain without ink or embossing pad? I don't recommend it, only because the ink gives a barrier to the melted plastic. Embossing powder is just little beads of plastic basically, and it could damage your stamp. You know, it probably won't, but there's more of a possibility of it damaging your stamp if you don't have that ink barrier. So that's a really good question though. Dawn says, I'm fairly new to powders. I just have a couple now, but wanting to use them. Oh, awesome. Okay, well, I have a million ideas for using embossing powder. We just kind of scratched the surface today. So maybe I can do another class on that sometime and give you some more ideas. They're so fun. Have you used oxide ink and embossing powder? I have, maybe. You can do it. If you're asking if you can do it, we could do it right now. Why don't we? Let's see. I'm just going to grab the first thing I found. Shaded lilac. You can, because this stays wet for a minute. You know, if it stays wet for a little bit, you can definitely use embossing powder with it. So let's just try. Let's see. I'll put a little bit on this corner. How about? Let's see. Just rub it. At least I think I have. Ooh, that's such a pretty color, isn't it? Oh my gosh. Shaded lilac. Beautiful. Let's see. Let's put, let's try this one. We didn't do this. This is Deep Sea. Oh, this is so pretty. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to dip it in. I'm being lazy again. All right. Here we go. We'll just put some on the top. See how it's stuck? Because that ink stays wet for a little bit. So as long as your ink is going to be open for, you know, even 15 to 30 seconds, as long as you're quick, you can do it. Which reminds me of something. I'm going to heat this up and then tell you another really cool thing you can do. We could be here all night with embossing powder. I mean, literally. Whoa. There are so many cool things that you can do with it. Okay, so there, sorry for that loud gun, but there I just used it with oxide ink. So there you go. And obviously you could stamp an image and do it like that too, but I just want to show you could do it. Man, that's so pretty. I just want to use this. I was going to spray some color, but I kind of just want to throw some oxide on here. Let me move this out of the way so I can use my glass mat, and let's just smudge some ink on here. What was I going to say? Oh, yes. Oh, don't let me forget. I'm going to say it right now so I don't forget. That's what I mean. A really, really awesome thing that you can do with your embossing powder. You know what? I kind of want to melt what's on here, if you don't mind, because this is going to be an underpaper at some point, but I'll talk while I do this. Oh, never mind. It's going everywhere. What was I thinking? If I went from underneath, it would stay. Let's see if I can not let it fall off. So far, so good. Yeah. And one kind of ink that you might be surprised about being able to use embossing powder with it is VersaFine Clair ink. And the really cool thing about VersaFine Clair, if you're using good paper, so not like super cheap copy paper, if you're using decent paper with it, you can stamp your image with VersaFine Clair. And normally with a regular kind of ink, you need to put the embossing powder down fairly quickly and shake it off and then heat it, right, whenever you're ready for that. But with the VersaFine Clair, you can stamp it. You can walk away for up to 4 or 5 minutes, and then come back and sprinkle your embossing powder on top, and it covers completely. It's amazing, and I don't know how it works, but it's amazing. So give that a try too. All right, let's just play with the shaded lilac because it's gorgeous, and I have embossing powder literally everywhere. Okay. Let's see. Have you oh, thank you. Okay, good. Oh my gosh, this color is gorgeous. All right, I do need a little water. Where's my water? That is pretty. Wow. All right, I'm gonna have to use some more of this upstairs or in my journal. That's so pretty. I'm curious how many people have oxide ink. Like, do you just number one, do you have any? And number two, if you have any, do you have all the colors? Do you have 5 colors? Do you have 20 colors? I'm just curious of where we stand with oxide inks. You guys, I can't even help it. It's so pretty. Man, that's pretty. I love that the StazOn is kind of resisting too. I mean, a couple spots it's staying, but all right, let's see. How are we doing? Oh, no one's telling me if they have oxide. Okay. All right. Let me get something to get the rest of this and use it somewhere else. Isn't that luscious? Okay. I'm going to wipe off the rest. There's just a tiny bit left. What other color do we want to put on here? Or do we just want it to be purple? So pretty. Okay, that's not going to stay, so I'm just going to wipe it off. Embossing powder will always resist any kind of ink, yeah. Okay, let's see. Yay, you're answering me. Thank you. I have some, maybe 2 or 3. Okay, all right. I have a bunch, but not all. Renee has some, maybe 10, and Carol has some, and you use them a lot. Oh, nice. Okay. I love to hear what people are enjoying and what they have and don't have. So this prize ribbon is also a really nice color. And I think I kind of want, well, let's try this. Hold on. I'm going to switch my dryer. Sarah has a dozen oxides. Nice. I remember when the oxides came out, my mind just kind of like blew a little bit. I mean, Tim is can be very innovative in the different types of products he comes up with, and I just love it. It's just the coolest thing. A mix of pigment and dye ink. Like, I don't know. This is really exciting. I'm going to use a little bit of distress ink. This blue is just such a nice rich blue, and I think it will look nice with this lighter purple. And I have not played with these inks in a very long time. That's gorgeous. Oh, what time is it? Oh, we got time. Okay, a few more minutes. I don't think I'll be finishing this tag, I guess, but at least we got to play. Was this fun for you guys? Did you learn something new? How do you feel about embossing powder? Do you love it? Are you frustrated with it? Do you not use it that much? Do you want to learn more about it? Like, tell me what's going on so I can help you. Sarah says, I was working on getting all of the Catherine Poolers. Oh, yeah. Oh, now you want all the oxides. Those are good goals. I don't have the new Catherine Pooler ink. I think the last set I got was the date night one or whatever, with like cummerbund and stuff like that. I know there's been some more since then, but I'm behind. Yes, always fun. I love embossing powder. Okay, good. Very good. I'm gonna do a little bit more. I just like this on the edges. Let's see. What if I do it this way? Just put it right on the edge. And then, I don't want to lose the purple, but man, this blue is a nice contrast, isn't it? Sometimes contrast is always good. Sometimes you don't want black. Sometimes you want something different, right? Not so stark as black, although black is amazing. And we do actually have black in here, so what am I talking about? Okay, how are we doing? Let's see. Okay. Oh, yay. Okay. Fun. Yes. Going down to the studio to try that stamping and powder thing now. Yay, Dawn. Share what you come up with and share what you do. I would love to see it. The 4 newest colors are gorgeous. Oh, Sarah, I need to go check them out. I really have not been paying attention for a minute, which is not good. I need to. Carol likes embossing powder. Yay. Renee says, I don't use it that much. Remember the scented ones. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. That's like so long ago. That's crazy. That's awesome. But then again, all of her colors are gorgeous. They really are, for sure. Catherine Pooler has good ink. All right. I got to pick the rest of this up. I'm going to use this paper again. Okay. Need more. That's so pretty. That shaded lilac, man. I need to use it more. Okay. Okay. That's better. Don't those look pretty together? That light, dusty kind of purple with that darker blue looks really pretty. Oh, thank you, Renee. Thanks for coming to hang out. I was a diehard Stampin' Up! Ink pad user until I got first Catherine Pooler. Sarah, me too. Me too. I had the tower with all the, but I was a demonstrator too. So I did have all the colors. Of course, you know, I have to have all the colors of things. But yeah, Stampin' Up! I like their ink pads because they're foamy. You know, later on, they weren't always that way, but Yeah, and they change their colors often, which was nice. I feel like this is too big for this, but yeah, I'm just playing. I think I'm done with the tag. So we put it on a piece of lace. We put glitter embossing powder, and this one was the masquerade one, purple dama. I'm not sure how to say that, but there it is. And then we didn't use that one. We used the Ancient Aqua Boho blend, and that was for the butterfly, this awesome thing right here. And then we used the charred gold. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to use this in my journal. Oh my gosh. Hold on really quick. Let's just show you what happens when you spray over the embossing powder. I'm just going to use red because it's going to be a really big contrast. I don't know that I normally would put red and gold like this kind of way together. But, come on. Look at how it resists. That's amazing. That's pretty much amazing. So cool. Okay. That's a really good red too. Okay. Anyway, the charred gold we did here, and it is out of control. It's so awesome. And then what else? Oh, and then we used a few of Seth Apter's. I mean, his are still available and they're awesome. And if you're just getting started, you want to try a couple, I would definitely recommend the patina oxide. That one we did, where did we do that? Oh, that was this one. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Let me show you one more time. Patina oxide is really nice. Definitely the vintage beeswax is so good. And then if you want something that's really different, the chunky rust, like I was saying, is the one that has it's like a rusty color. It's got flock in it and it has embossing powder, and it's really, really cool. Gives you just like really interesting kind of textures and stuff. So anyway, I would go have a look, and remember the Molten Dimensions are amazing as well. I am going to talk to Kim about getting some of this in my shop and also in a future kit. But in the meantime, my mom said you can find it on Simon Says Stamp, and I'm sure that there are other places. When I figure out what they are, I will share that with you so you can order some and play with them yourself. So let me just say good night. Thank you guys for coming to hang out. I'm really happy that I get to be back on Wednesdays and, oh, my hair is crazy, and hang out with you guys and make fun stuff and play. So next week is going to be Dress My Craft. They gave us some really fun products, some stuff we've seen before. But one thing they didn't give us in the kit and the stuff we got at Creativation, but something I've been wanting to show you guys for a really long time. And they also have some really good tools that I want to share with you. So next week, we're going to talk about Dress My Craft and have some fun with that. And I can't wait to see you there. If you're in the Craft Menagerie, I'll be there. We'll be there tomorrow night, finishing up our Black Magic project. And if you're not in there or you didn't see, this is my version of the Black Magic project. And so I'll be finishing this piece, and everyone else's is different. But this was a really fun project. I think I've had a lot of good feedback about it. It's a really fun technique, super easy to do. But anyway, that's what we're doing tomorrow night in the Craft Menagerie. So I can't wait to see you then. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye. Oh, Sarah says, I forgot to tell you, awesome monthly box. Oh, yay. Okay, good. I'm glad you got it. All right. See you later. Bye.